Hello everyone, welcome to next lecture of Business Law. Today we are going to cover Introduction to Indian Partnership Act 1932. These are the objectives of today's lecture. First one is to develop the conceptual understanding of partnership, then to familiarize students with Indian Partnership Act 1932, and third objective is to apply the acquired knowledge in real life situation. And I hope that by end of this lecture we will be able to cover these objectives. Most easiest form to start a business is sole proprietorship because a single person can start as sole proprietor. But the inherent disadvantage of the sole proprietorship in the financing and managing and expanding business paved the way for partnership as a viable option. It means in sole proprietorship only limited capital is there as only one person is starting and managing business. But in partnership form we have various partners. So partnership serves as an answer to the needs of greater capital investment. It means greater capital can be arranged in the partnership because there are many partners in partnership form and varied skill. It means they are having different skills and sharing of risk. It means risk can also be shared in partnership because there are many persons as partners. Now, a partnership is a formal arrangement by two or more parties to manage and operate a business and share its profit. It means partnership is an agreement between two or more persons who manage and operate business and share its profit and bear its risk. There are several types of partnership arrangement as per the requirement of the business. In particular, in a partnership business, all partners share liabilities and profits equally. It means in general terms in partnership, all partners share equal liabilities and shares profits on equally. While in others, partners have limited liability. So there also is so-called silent partner in which one party is not involved in day-to-day operations of the business. It means there is a person or there is a partner who is called silent partner. And who is that silent partner? He is the one who is not involved in day-to-day operations, but he is a part of partnership firm. These are the various definitions given by different authors regarding partnership. The first definition is given by L.H. Henney. According to him, partnership is the relation between persons competent to make contract who have agreed to carry on a lawful business in common with a view to private gain. It means partnership is the relation between two or more persons who are competent to contract. It means the person who are able to make contract in the eye of law and then who have agreed to carry a lawful business. It means they have started a legal business and the aim of their business must be to earn profit. The second definition is given by the Indian Contract Act. According to Indian Contract Act, partnership is the relation which subsists between persons who have agreed to combine their property, labor or skill in some business and to share the profits therefrom between them. It means partnership is again relationship or the agreement between persons who have agreed to enter into a contract with their property, their labor and their skills to start a business, and they must agree to share profit between them. And then the third definition is given by the Partnership Act 1932. According to this act, the relation between persons who have agreed to share the profit of business carried on by all or any one of them acting for all. So according to this act, partnership is relation between persons, two or more persons who agree to share profit and agree to bear risk of the business carried on by all. It means business is carried on by all, or it may be carried by one person and all other are acting partner. It means one person is acting for all the partner and all other are silent partner. So these were the three definitions of partnership. Now we have a clear idea about partnership. So let's talk about types of partnership. Partnership can be classified on two bases. The first one is on the basis of duration, and the second one is on the basis of liability. So let's talk about classification of partnership on the basis of duration. On the basis of duration, partnership can be classified into two parts. The first one is partnership at will and the second one is particular partnership. Let's talk about partnership at will. This type of partnership exists at the will of the partner. It means this type of partnership exists when particular partner want. It can continue as long as the partner wants, and it is terminated when partner agree to terminate it. The second type of partnership on the basis of duration is particular partnership. In particular partnership, partnership formed for the accomplishment of a particular project. It means it is started to accomplish or to get a particular objective or particular goal. Say, for example, construction of a building or an activity to be carried on for a specified time period is called particular partnership. Now let's talk about types of partnership on the basis of liability. On the basis of liability, partnership is again divided into two parts. The first one is general partnership and the second one is limited partnership. Let's talk about general partnership. In general partnership, the liability of partner is unlimited and joint. It means liability of partner is unlimited. Say, personal asset of the partner can be acquired at the time of termination. The partners enjoy the right to participate in the management of the firm and their acts are binding on each other as well as on the firm. It means act of the partner are binding to each other and on the firm also. And the next one is limited partnership. A limited partnership is a form of partnership similar to general partnership, except that while a general partnership must have at least two general partners, a limited partnership must have at least one general partner and at least one limited partner. So these were the types of partnership on the basis of duration and on the basis of liability. On the basis of duration, we had two types of partnership, that is partnership at will and the second one was particular partnership. And on the basis of liability, partnership was also of two types. The first one was about general partnership and the second one was about limited partnership. We have already discussed about partnership deed in our introduction slide. Partnership deed is one in which various rules regarding partnership are mentioned. A partnership is a voluntary association of people who come together for achieving common objective. It means partnership is basically a voluntary association of two or more persons who come together to start a business and who are having common objectives and who want to start business to achieve higher profit. Partnership deed mention all rules regarding agreement of partnership. Partnership deed is one which mention and describe all the rules regarding agreement of partnership. Such an agreement can be oral or written. It is not mentioned or it is not compulsory that it should be in written. It can be oral also. It means partnership deed can be oral or written. The partnership deed generally include the following aspects. The first one is name of the firm. Here, name of the firm is mentioned in partnership deed. Then, nature of business and location of business. It means nature of type of activities in our business and location or area of our business, or where is the headquarter of business. It is mentioned in the partnership deed. Then, duration of business, that for how much period our business is going to survive in the market. Then investment made by each partner, it means how much capital is invested by each and every partner in the partnership firm. Then distribution of profits and losses, that how much profits will be distributed and how much profit will be retained in the business. And if losses are incurred, then how these losses will be divided in the partners. Then salaries and withdrawal of the partner, the rules regarding salaries, that how much salary will a partner get, these are also mentioned in the partnership deed. Then terms governing admission, retirement and expulsion of a partner. If a partner needed to be admitted or if a partner is to be retired, then these rules are also already mentioned in the partnership deed. Then interest on capital and interest on drawing. interest on capital is given to the partner on the basis of the capital which they have invested in the business, and interest on drawing is on that money which is withdrawn by the partner. Then procedure for dissolution of the firm is to be dissolved, then how the profit will be distributed among the partners. This is also mentioned in the partnership deed. Then preparation of account and their auditing, that how many accounts will be prepared and which type of accounts will be prepared and how their auditing will be done. These are also mentioned in the partnership deed. And then methods of solving dispute. It means if any dispute arises between partner, then how that particular dispute will be resolved. This is already mentioned in the partnership deed. And if partnership deed is not there, or if partnership deed is silent about any particular point, then the rules will be decided on the basis of Indian Partnership Act 1932. Now let's talk about the registration of partnership firm. It is optional for a partnership firm to get registered. It means the registration of partnership firm is not mandatory. It is only on the will of partners. If they want to register, then they can register. Otherwise, it is not mandatory to register a partnership firm. According to Indian Partnership Act 1932, the partners may get the firm registered with the registrar of firms of the state in which the firm is situated. It means if partner want to register their firm, then they can register their firm in the registrar office with the registrar of the firm of that particular state in which they have started their partnership firm. The registration can be at the time of formation or at any time during its existence. It means the registration of partnership firm can be done at any time. Either it can be done at the time of formation or it can be done any time during its existence period. The procedure for getting a firm registered is as follows. First step is submission of application in the prescribed form to the registrar of the firm. It means a particular application in a prescribed format should be submitted in the registrar of the particular state. The application should contain the following particulars. Firstly, name of the particular firm or name of the partnership firm which is to be started or which is in existence. Then location of the firm, it means the place where the firm is starting or carrying its business. Then name of other places where the firm carries on business. Then date when each partner joined the firm. It means date of joining of each partner is also mentioned in this particular application format. Then names and address of the each and every partner. Then duration of partnership, that for how much time the firm is going to survive. And then this application must be signed by all the partner of the partnership firm. Then the second step is deposit of required fees with the registrar of the firm. It means a particular fees is required on the basis of capital of the partnership firm. So that particular fees should be deposited in with registrar of the firm. Then the third step is the registrar, after approval, will make an entry in the registrar of firm and will subsequently issue a certificate of registration. If registrar is satisfied with all the requirement, the registrar will approve and will make an entry in the register of the firm, and then registrar will issue a certificate of registration, and then you can start your particular partnership firm. Now let's talk about the various features of partnership firm which differentiate it from other form of business. The first one is formation. Firstly, the partnership form of business organization is governed by the Indian Partnership Act 1932. It comes into existence through a legal agreement wherein the terms and conditions governing the relationship among the partners, sharing of profits and losses, and manner of conducting the business are specified. So, under Indian Partnership Act 1932, these terms are specified, that is, relationship between the partners, sharing of profit and losses, and manner of conducting the business. These all are specified in the Act. Then, the second feature of partnership is liability. The partners of a firm has unlimited liabilities. It means they have to pay from their personal assets if any business face losses. Personal assets may be used for repaying debt in case of business assets are not sufficient. Then the third feature is risk bearing. The partners bear the risk involved in running a business as a team. It means they all have to bear risk because they all are receiving profits. So the reward come in form of profit, which is shared by all the partner in an agreed ratio. It means both the profit and the loss will be shared between the partners or among the partners. Then the fourth feature of partnership is decision making and control. The partners share amongst themselves the responsibility of decision making and control of day-to-day activities. It means it is decided by partner that who will take decisions and who will control business. Either they will all take decision and control the business, or any one from them will take decision and on behalf of all others. Then fifth feature of partnership is continuity. Partnership is characterized by lack of continuity of business, since the death, retirement, insolvency or insanity of any partner can bring an end to the partnership. It means partnership is affected by death, retirement, insolvency or insanity of any partner. If any partner is going through these phases, then it will affect the partnership firm. The next feature of partnership firm is membership. The minimum number of members needed to start a partnership firm is 2. It means partnership firm can be started with 2 partners, while the maximum number in case of banking is 10 and in case of business it is 20. The last feature of partnership is mutual agency. The definition of partnership highlights the fact that it is a business carried on by all or any one of them acting for all. It means either all start and carry business, or any one of them act for all, or he is going to start and carry business alone on behalf of all other partners. So these were the various features of partnership firm. Here are the merits and objectives of partnership firm which make partnership firm more unique in comparison to other form of business. So the first merit of partnership is ease of formation and closure. A partnership firm can be formed easily by putting an agreement between the prospective partners into place whereby they agree to carry out the business of the firm and share risk. It means it is much easy to form a business in the form of partnership firm, as partnership firm can be formed easily with the help of 2 or more partners, and they must agree to share profit and bear loss equally. And it is also easy to close partnership firm. Then second merit of partnership is balanced decision making. The partners can oversee different functions according to their areas of expertise. It means all the partners are having varied skills, they are having different type of skills, and each one of them is giving their best. So balanced decision making is done as everyone is expertise in their area and they take best decision in terms of business or partnership firm. Then the third merit of partnership is more funds. In a partnership, the capital is contributed by a number of partners, so it is easy to generate more fund, or it is easy to collect more fund, as there are numerous partner in a partnership firm. So in partnership it is easy that capital is contributed by all and huge funds can be collected in the partnership firm. Then the next merit of partnership is sharing of risk. The risk involved in running a partnership firm are shared by all the partners. If profit are equally divided into them, it means they will also share the risk in the same sense. So the risk involved in running partnership firm are also shared by all the partner of the partnership firm. This reduces the anxiety, burden and stress on individual partner, as we have seen in the sole proprietorship. There is only one person and he is the only one, so who face anxiety, burden and stress. But in partnership there are many partners in the partnership firm, so risk is shared and anxiety, burden and stress are reduced. Then next merit of partnership firm is secrecy. A partnership firm is not legally required to publish its records and submit its reports. It means it is not mandatory for a partnership firm that it should publish its all the reports and submit its report. So there is a secrecy always in the partnership firm. So these were the various merits of partnership firm. In previous slide, we have discussed merits of partnership firm. Now let's discuss about limitation of partnership firm. The first limitation of partnership is unlimited liability. Partners are liable to repay debts even from their personal resources in case of the business assets are not sufficient to meet its debt. It means partners are having unlimited liabilities, and what is unlimited liability? It means partners have to pay from their personal assets if business is not sufficient to repay its debt. Then second limitation of partnership is limited resources. There is a restriction on the number of partner. It means there is a restriction of partner that from a particular number the partners cannot be increased. Hence, contribution in terms of capital investment is usually not sufficient to support large scale business operations. It means there is a restriction on the number of partners, so business cannot be increased in large scale. Then the third limitation of partnership is possibility of conflict. Partnership is run by a group of persons wherein decision making authority is shared. It means all the partners take decision in partnership firm because they all share profit and loss in equal sense. So difference in opinion on some issue may lead to mixed dispute among partners because everyone is having their opinion. So there is a possibility in difference of opinion. Further, decision of one partner are binding on other partner. So there is always a possibility of disputes or conflict in the partnership firm, as there are many person are owner of the partnership firm or the partners of the partnership firm. Then next limitation of partnership is lack of continuity. Partnership comes to an end with the death, retirement, insolvency, or lunacy of any partner. It may result in lack of continuity. It means if any of the partner goes through the phase of death, retirement, insolvency, or lunacy, then obviously partnership is going to be affected by all these phases of the partner. So, continuity of partnership firm is always affected by its partners. The last limitation of partnership firm is lack of public confidence. A partnership firm is not legally required to publish financial report or make any other related information public. So, public is not going to trust partnership firm as public is not getting sufficient number of financial report from a partnership firm. So there is always a lack of confidence among public regarding partnership firm. So these were the various limitations of partnership firm. But beside these limitations, we also have numerous merits of partnership firm. So partnership firm is always said to be a profitable form of business. Here I have given you some practice question which will help you in self-evaluation, that is how much you got from this lecture. The first one is explain Indian Partnership Act 1932 in brief, and the second question is what are the merits and limitations of partnership. I hope you will be able to answer these questions. Here is the list of references which I have used in preparation of this lecture. You can go through these links if you want to go in more detail. Now I would like to wind up the session. Thank you.